4G online. Alright. Yes, we are. Yeah, I love EDDB. There, I got Discord working in VR, and I got my stream working and my stream chat working, so I can even read it without having to take my visor off. And, you know, it actually runs pretty well. I don't see any frame stutter. All seems to work. Oh, this system. Okay. I'm using the HTC Vive. Roz the man. Hopefully you can hear me. Oh. Sorry. Excellent. Cross out. Yeah, I noticed that right around my time, midnight Pacific, it starts dying real hard. On the plus side, right around 3 a.m. it starts picking up. All the Russians get online right around then. Like, I've found matches in seconds at 4 in the morning. It's pretty funny. Yeah, those are death. At least in Elite there's defenses. Yeah, pack hounds never leave home without them. Although the answer to Seekers in Elite is the plasma accelerator with target lock breaker, APA, rapid fire, you won't have any more secret problems. Yeah, they are. They screams about those things. Wait, so if they already have been fired, you can stealth them away? Oh, nice. Lights. I was thinking, in Elite that used to work. You used to be able to do a stealth mode and get rid of them, but that does not work any longer. I just crashed into a space station. In VR. It's fun. Yeah, I really feel the size of the asp in the station now, that's for sure. Honestly, can't wait to fly the cutter in this thing. Well, apparently I can. Yeah, I flew a fighter. Yeah, and I did the SRV and everything, so really it's just the big ships I have left to do. And I haven't been in the cockpit of every ship and walked around yet, so I'm gonna take a day and do that for sure. Yeah, I have all the ships, right? So I will be going through them all. Actually, that's not the cockpit. That dome that you see on the outside is actually the observation deck. The cockpit's just below that on the front. It's still crazy big, but yeah. Yeah, at some point we're going to be able to go to those observation decks and look out, and it's just going to be so nuts. Especially like exploring with a beluga or something, and then you could go to the observation deck and just chill out there with like 5 or 6 people in a group, multi-crewed in or something. It'd be amazing. So I have to say in VR the star backdrop kind of looks two-dimensional, but I guess that's not unrealistic because stars do kind of look two-dimensional when you look at them in space until you have like a telescope. Like it feels like the backdrop of space is only a few meters away from me instead of like infinitely far. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I was gonna say like, what could you do? The black part just needs to be look like it's further away. I don't care if the stars look like they're close. It's that the backdrop is too close. Maybe if I just ran like higher resolution, because I can see the galaxy and that looks good, but the black part doesn't look good. VR high. Yeah, and to be fair, high and ultra, it's just like you get better anti-aliasing, and that's pretty much it. The game looks almost identical. Yeah, exactly. I'm actually not doing any of that right now because I can see the text fine. I'm running like this red text, and it's all visible to me. So I'm just gonna play it like this for now. I get a way better frame rate than super sampling. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's these lenses, because like if I'm looking off center, the text is kind of blurry, but if I look directly at it, I can read it perfectly, and not just leaning in, like just turning my head. And but I get mad god rays from the dashboard because of these stupid concentric lenses. But you can turn that off when you're exploring, at least, so that's something. So do you ever play Elite in non-VR mode? Yeah, now that you have VR. Oh yeah? I did the other day, because like I'm still getting my VR set up, but I don't think I will after this. This is too awesome. Like the ability to lean out the windows for combat is going to be amazing. I mean, I could do that a little bit with track IR, but the full ability to do it in the cutter, because the cutter you can't really see up, at least not on PC. But in VR, you could just lean forward and look out, and I think you'd be okay. Yeah, I'd imagine so. And I like the cutter's cockpit because it never gets shot out. Well, I mean, if you're getting your cockpit shot out is the least of your worries anyway, but you never run into that problem with the cutter. Whereas the clipper, that would happen all the time. Okay, so I need to scan wakes. Do you guys know what the best way to do that right now is? Yeah, and there was something like military stations or something. Those CQC assets, right? Those are apparently really good. People are coming and going from those. And I heard famine stations, like distribution centers or whatever, because ships are coming and going from that all the time. Yeah, it's the thing. I'm working the alt up, so otherwise. Yeah, yeah. Okay, famine. Oh man, the Galaxy map in VR looks so cool, but it's so impossible to use. I suppose you guys have any tips? Yeah. I mean, what I do is I use the keyboard and mouse while I'm in the map, and then I can kind of just use the keyboard to move. Like I use the mouse to go where I want to go, and then once the dot appears under the star, you can use the keyboard to get to it, and then that seems to work. Yeah, yeah, it's bad. Okay. Yeah, I just use it with mouse and keyboard. Yeah, yeah, that works. Oh, see, I can do the type it in and click enter, and then clicking on the system is impossible. You have to basically navigate with the keyboard to do it, I find. They really need to fix that. That would be amazing if it worked. Yeah, it was. It's somewhat usable now, as opposed to totally unfunctional before. Smoker's got a voice pack that basically just does all his mapping for him. I might have to look into that. I've got that. It's really good for this. Like my voice attack just told me that the gas giant I just scanned is unsuitable for landing. It's a good detail I would have never known. It'll be sweet at some point though. I guess we're going to be able to go descend into the atmospheres of gas giants and scoop up materials. I just want to have a PvP fight in one of those and then, you know, shoot the guy's engines out, watch him spiral down into the depths. I mean, you can sort of do that on planets already. Shady did it to someone. It was pretty hilarious. My voice attack is British voice, so you just called them active water geezers. Although I guess that's a correct pronunciation, technically. Alright, let's see the map. Instantly wiped out their weapons in one shot. What are you using? Oh, the plasma accelerators. They shoot the big blue ball of death. Energy weapon thing? What do you mean? Oh, it gives you like a bonus? Well, I noticed they're up there with the cannon. They're just a bit slower, but the damage is equivalent or better. Yeah, it's probably higher. Yeah, I tried War Thunder in VR. It's interesting. That's made by the Crossout guys as well. It's funny because even though Elite technically looks worse than a lot of the VR games I played, and doesn't have really VR specific controls, this might be the best VR game. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and you know, it's brought new life to a game I already enjoyed, and I'm already really good at flying, so it's like no learning curve for me. Okay. Yeah, like which games? There's one I like. It's a wave shooter, but it's a really solid one. Space Pirate Trainer. I have a lot of fun with. You can even just sit in the chair and play it if you want to. I was like, oh, you don't even need to stand up and play this one. I was getting all sweaty for nothing. But it basically gives you a laser gun in both hands, and then they've got 6 different modes, so it can be like a grenade launcher, shotgun, all this different stuff, railgun. And then if you put your hand behind over your shoulder, you can whip out like a laser sword that turns into a force shield. You can block laser bolts with that, like Star Wars. It basically fulfilled both my primal needs for lightsaber combat and laser fire. Pretty much. I've got like a dedicated lightsaber game, and I play that less than the Space Pirate Trainer now because it's just like it's got everything. And you're just killing drones, so like no one could be possibly offended by like it being too violent or something. As a robosexual, I'm offended. That's the thing. I mean, it's going to be looked at in the future in a whole different way when there's robot rights. It's either Unreal J or Smoker Joker. Pretty sure it's J. Get it straight, it's Dildo Schwaggens. Yeah, I hear you. It's pretty invasive. When you look at what it does, it's like, what the hell? Like, what game needs to do that kind of crazy amount of shit? Oh yeah? Yeah, you just don't get the ads. That doesn't sound like a negative to me. You know what other launcher really sucks? Elite Dangerous launcher. Like uses all my internet. No, no, it literally runs off the original 1984 code of the first Elite game. That's the big secret. The launcher is like just that game. Wait. Open world and crafting? Does it have the four death marks of the apocalypse? No, wait. Look for open world crafting. What is it? Survival, and basically anything with Minecraft elements. That just sounds like. Yeah, no, that's good though. Well, if it's MMO, it probably is kind of open world. Yeah, it sounds like Robocraft and Crossout. Build tanks, fight players. That doesn't sound bad. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, I believe you just said that like a week ago with Crossout. Although that Crossout is good. Like, don't get me wrong. Alright. I don't regret not sending the money. That's money you could have spent on squad. Yeah, I mean it's free, so I'll probably check it out anyway. I'm just stuck in virtual elite reality, and it's hard to get away. Hey Jay, get on elite and multi-crew me into your FDL so I can come aboard Big Bad Bertha for the first time. I could. All I've seen is an asp. I walked around the cockpit of an asp, and that's literally it. So I'll be down to see any ship. I'm on my alt account in solo though, so just tell me if you come online and I'll go into open. Just jump in VR chat. There's always people in there. Just it was pretty funny. They were chasing Jay around. This one guy was, yeah. Because he's like, "What's wrong with your face?" And then Jay's like, "What are you talking about my face?" Because he's got the Thomas the train with the dabbing Thomas. It's so funny. And the are you gonna go in there? I'll jump in there. Oh fuck yeah! I'm already like in VR, so I can just push a button and get there. Bye bye, elite. Also, I'm streaming, so this should be interesting. It's really big and you can draw. I think that's it.